In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up WooCommerce on your WordPress website. So first things first, you're going to log into your WordPress dashboard, and that's usually, for those who don't know or don't recall, your domain name or website name /WP-admin, and that's going to take you to the login page for you to log into the back end or the dashboard of your WordPress website. Once you do that, if you have not installed the WooCommerce plugin already, you simply go to the left hand side, click on plugins, add new, type into the search bar WooCommerce, and you click install. Now once you have WooCommerce installed, it's going to pop up on the same left hand side menu in your dashboard, and it's going to have several options from which you can choose from. What we are going to select is the settings, because that's what we're going to configure today. And there are quite a few settings that you have to configure, so if there are some that were straightforward to you, this video would be broken up into timestamps so that you can skip ahead or to the chapters that you want to see. Bear in mind, some of these will have additional videos that you may have to watch, because I don't want this video to be too long with me going in depth with every little single thing. It's really just for you holistically to be able to set up your WooCommerce on your website. Alright, so the first thing you'll see once you click settings are several tabs. The first one of which is general, which is the general settings, and this is where you would put in your store address or business address. You'll identify the countries that you are selling and shipping to, the currency that you're selling in, how that currency is displayed on your website, whether you are enabling taxes, use of coupon codes, and how each of these are calculated. If you select the integration tab, you can configure geolocation using MaxMind. This integration will allow WooCommerce to pinpoint the country a customer is from. Once you click on the MaxMind documentation link that you're seeing here, it will take you to a comprehensive article explaining what the software is, how it works, how to sign up for it, how to integrate it into your WooCommerce store. Right, so this is what the sign up page looks like, and all you have to do is simply fill it out, and then you'll receive an email with a link to create a password. And once you're logged into MaxMind, you're going to select manage license keys from on their sidebar on the left hand side menu, and then you're going to click generate new license key, and it will appear on the screen, so you'll have to copy it. Most of these things have this type of failsafe where they will show you the key on the screen, but once you click out or accidentally X out of it, then you don't get that key back. So you have to be very mindful with these things that you copy the key, because you're going to need that key to then paste into the bar for the maximum license key, which is found in the integration tab. So under the products tab, I kept most of the default settings the same. Here you could change anything that you would like to in terms of when it comes to your products, right? So my shop name, the name of that page on my website is shop, so I keep it the same. I do have Ajax enabled. I have 4 placeholder images, which just means 4 images for one product. I use the metric system for measurements, so that's centimeters, kilograms. I do have reviews enabled for all and product ratings enabled, so somebody doesn't have to be an owner, is it? Yeah, I mean, so under the 2 tabs, tax and shipping, there are things that you can install for this to be automated. However, there are a few caveats here which I will go into, right? So if you want to automate your tax and your shipping, you can install these plugins: WooCommerce Shipping and Tax and Jetpack. The 2 things you would need is a WordPress.com account for you to use Jetpack, and you would need to be in a country where the Jetpack's tax auto calculation will work. And surprise, I'm not surprised really, but it does not work in a lot of the third world countries, including my own, which is Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm pretty sure it probably doesn't work in other Caribbean countries. So even though there is a way for you to automate tax, we can't really take advantage of it. So this would mean that you'd have to do your taxes manually, and since we are not far advanced in like the e-commerce industry, as far as I know, we don't have shipping tax. As far as I know, we don't have shipping tax. The most that I know that we have on like products and services, some of which is like value added tax, and which is VAT. But to me, what I've seen in the light research that I've done, VAT is only charged to products, or businesses have to pay VAT when they reach a certain threshold of like revenue. And as a small business like myself, I am nowhere near any revenue thresholds that would put me in that bracket where I would need to pay taxes and thus charge VAT on my products, right? So for now, we'll stick a pin in that. If ever I have to come back and revisit and start to put in taxes manually, I will definitely at that point in time do a video and come back and link the video in this section so that you could easily access it, right? Right, now for that being said, if you do want to fiddle around with the tax options, I mostly kept it at default as with the products tab, and all the rates I left blank for now until I have to input any of that information, right? And what I did for myself personally, I went back into the general settings tab and I enable tax so that doesn't even show up in my settings anymore, the tax tab, and I have no like tax calculations going on or trying for the program trying to do it for me happening, right? So now for the shipping, under the shipping tab there are shipping zones, and once you click on add a shipping zone, you'd be able to name the zone. So for example, I named one of my zones local, and under the select the zone regions, that's going to pull up a drop down menu which is going to enable you to select countries to include in your shipping zone. So I put Trinidad and Tobago under the local zone. And lastly, you can select the shipping method, and this would give you 3 options: local pickup, flat rate, and free shipping, right? So I enabled both local pickup and flat rate for the local region, because I could organize to meet somebody at a centralized location to deliver my products to them. So under the shipping options, I kept most of them default, and you only need to create shipping classes if you have some sort of products that require like special handling and will therefore incur like a greater shipping cost. And that's why you would class it differently so that it could be charged accordingly, right? So if you have something that's much larger and more fragile, which would mean it has to be packaged differently and you'll have to pay more to ship it, and the customer will have to pay more for it to be shipped. Makes sense, right? So that's what shipping classes are for. As of right now, I don't have anything special or big like that needs to be shipped under a particular class. The WooCommerce shipping comes with the plugin that you would have installed, so that tab is usually not there in regular WooCommerce, only if you install that extra plugin. And this allows you to print your own shipping label and save time maybe in the postage office for doing that type of thing. So that's if you want to go that route. If you don't mind letting the postal or whatever mailing system you're using company do that for you, you can, but that is a way to possibly save time when you do go, especially if you have like a lot of products and you're shipping in bulk. I can see how this would be useful. So again, not something that I feel that would be relevant to me right now, but it is there if you want to use it. So under payments, I chose solely at this point to use the debit credit card option, and I configured WePay into WooCommerce and in order to do that. So I will create a video all about how I signed up for WePay and how I integrated it into WooCommerce, and I will link that video above and in the description so that you could follow that tutorial if you choose to. There are other payment processors, but that is the one that I have used for my website. So if you're looking for other payment processors, I will also have videos on the other payment processors that you can use. However, you would not get an in-depth tutorial on how to configure it into your particular website, because that's not the ones that I would have used, but I will lead you in the direction of other ones that you can use if you wish to do so. And so under accounts and privacy, I also kept most of those options to the default. And in my opinion, all you have to make sure that is checked under these options is to enable customers to check out without having an account, which means anytime anyone wants to buy something from your website, they don't have to create an account and log into your website in order to do so. I have that unchecked, right? Because that could be a barrier for some people. I know it's a barrier for me, so it has to be a barrier for some other people. Like, you're not Amazon. So under the emails tab, the first time I saw this, I got kind of scared, because I was like, what are all these emails that WooCommerce is going to be sending out to my customers that I didn't look at or know about, right? But basically what I have come to realize, and you can too, you're gonna see these little question marks, and that is going to tell you what each and every automatic email is going to say and what's the purpose of it. And as you will see, most of these have to do with anything that you are updating when it comes to the fulfilling of a person's order within the WooCommerce plugin itself, the software itself. So if you are going into WooCommerce and you're updating and saying, okay, this order is on hold, or this order isn't ready yet, or something's going on with the order, and you update that through WooCommerce, then WooCommerce is going to send out an email to the customer, right? So basically it's handling that, all of those things except for the most important thing, which they have as manually being sent out, right? So that is your invoice. So if you are billing people through an invoice where it's like through a link, a pay link, that email you send out manually, and then you can do the rest of things, update within WooCommerce. And if you are comfortable with how the WooCommerce emails look, then you can go that route, but it doesn't play with the invoice that you're sending out, because everybody will have their set of invoice numbers according to the billing system that they're using, whether it's somewhat manual or hooked up to some accounting software. You get to control your invoicing, your invoice numbers and stuff like that, which thank God they did that, right? Because that was giving me a little bit of anxiety. So you have full control over that. However, the other automated emails that are going to be sent out by WooCommerce on your behalf, those emails you can try to make it look a little bit more brand friendly for your online business. Okay, so what I suggest that you do first and foremost is that you're going to put in the from name as your business name and the from address as your business email address. So if you want to have a professional looking email address like mine, which says something at your website.com, your domain name.com, I have a video up here. I will link and above and in the description down below how to sign up for a professional email address, so that it's not coming from an Hotmail or a Gmail or an Outlook or Yahoo or anything like that, right? The second thing you can do is you can put in a header image. So this could be something similar to the web page banner that you have. All you have to do is resize it into the dimensions of an email, and you could do that on a free software like Canva if you want to. I did not put in a header image as yet, right? All I did was adjust the brand colors. So you could put in your brand colors, and what I would do is keep clicking the preview so that you could see how the email would look. So you could play around with your brand colors and see which one looks a little bit more appealing to the eye and go with that setup. And you could also add in any text to the bottom, any type of information you would want displayed there. You could add that in, and that's the most you could do in terms of customizing your emails that are sent automatically from WooCommerce. Now, if you have an email marketing software, you can integrate it under the advanced tab into your WooCommerce, depending on the software that you are using for your email. So I have videos on 2 email marketing softwares and how to sign up for them. However, the only one I use for my business and the one that I know how to integrate into WooCommerce is MailerLite. And if you are interested in using MailerLite for your business and you would like to see how I integrated MailerLite into WooCommerce and how that has enabled me to set up like fancy automations through using MailerLite and WooCommerce on my website, you can check out the video coming up next. If not, YouTube is going to show you videos that you should be interested, and I'll see you in my next video.